good afternoon YouTube, welcome back to Dad Cooks Better. Today I don't have a lot of time because I gotta go to work in a minute, I got the night shift, but took some time to make a quick dish for my family. My wife went this morning to get some fresh North Sea Pliace, and I was thinking of doing a quick risotto with some wild mushrooms, and I'm gonna roll the Pliace in some smoky bacon. I already got one here, and let me show you how to make it. I got some extra cream cheese with herbs. Any cream cheese with herbs you want, you just put some in here like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. Okay, perfect. Once this is finished, what you want to do is you just want to roll them up like this. Get a toothpick, put it in there. There you go, that's one. Now, because I'm going to make a risotto you always make with a fresh broth, the leftover from the fish I used to make a nice broth, which I got going right here. This is my fish broth, which I'm going to use for my risotto. Remember, when you're making risotto, your broth has to be hot, because otherwise you're going to create a big temperature difference when you make your risotto. Okay, let me go over the ingredients again. We got a good risotto rice here. We got a mixture of some wild mushrooms to finish off the risotto. We got some fresh Parmesan cheese. I got smoky bacon for the fish. I'm using smoky bacon because to finish the dish, the Parmesan cheese is already pretty salty, so I don't want to add more salt to the fish. I got a nice cream herb cheese. Any cream cheese with herbs will do to finish on the inside of the fish. Okay, let's take another look on how we make it. So we got the pieces of streaky bacon here. On top we put the pieces of fish, like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. There you go. Then we take the cream cheese, put it inside like that. Okay. Now we just start rolling them, just like this. And at the end, put a little toothpick. Nothing beats some fresh North Sea fish. Look at that. It doesn't get any fresher than that. Now basically these rolls you can make with any fish you want, but try to do it with a fish that stays together once you fry it, because otherwise it starts falling apart and then the fish falls out of your little roll. So make sure it's a fish that when you prepare it stays together, it doesn't fall apart. Okay, that was it for the fish. Let's take a look on how we make the risotto. Okay, I started preheating my oil to make my risotto. For that I fried off a little piece of garlic, which for the moment I don't need anymore. So now I got my oil hot and infused with the garlic taste. Now I'm going to start frying off a little bit of my risotto. Now is an important part. We need to move it. Keep moving it. Don't fry it too hard. We don't want to burn the rice. But we do want to give it a nice glazy color. You want to heat through the rice. Then once the rice is being heated, and it's where we want it to be, I'm going to deglaze it a little bit with a little bit of white wine, and then bit by bit I'm going to start adding my hot fish broth. Risotto you make by keep adding liquid. Let it evaporate, and when it's almost evaporated, you keep putting liquid. You never let it get dry until your rice is nice and creamy. A risotto which you can present with a ring, a kitchen ring, you know, it's all nice stacked up. That's not a risotto. A risotto's got to be creamy and runny all over the plate. That's a good risotto. Now I'm going to get the risotto going because that's going to take me about a good 20 minutes to get it ready. This is about rice for, a good cup of rice for about 4 to 5 people. Doesn't look a lot, but the rice is going to sponge up, you'll see. Once I got the rice going, I'm going to start frying off my fish. And in the last couple of minutes, I'm going to start preparing my mushrooms and fry off my mushrooms. When the risotto is almost ready, that's when I'm going to add the mushrooms under the risotto, so it starts getting a nice flavor. Okay. There we go. Now I've got some butter here. The butter is also for 2 options. One, we're going to fry the mushrooms off in a little bit of butter, and the additional butter is to finish off the risotto, to get that nice creamy flavor. So I'm going to finish off the risotto with 2 things. I'm going to finish it off with the Parmesan cheese, freshly grated, and the butter. And that's going to make it nice and creamy. Okay, now, you want to take a look at the rice. Starting to change a little bit of color, starting to get a glassy appearance. The rice is starting to get nice and hot. You can feel it with the fingers. Now it's time to cool it down a bit with a little bit of white wine. There we go. Let that wine evaporate. And then we're going to start adding the fish stock. Okay. I'm going to let this settle down a little bit. See, my fish stock is nice and hot. Just let it evaporate a little bit. The risotto is, for me, the way I make risotto, it's when you're making it, something you got to stay with. You got to stay with it, because if you start running around, that's when you start burning your risotto. Okay, this wine is almost gone. Now I'm going to start putting it on. Now, because I got a lot of things in this broth, like I got some fish bones, I got a fish head, onion, I got some carrots in here. I'm going to use a sieve to add it to my risotto. Okay, I'm going to put it on there nicely. Not too much, bit by bit, so you can control the risotto as it goes along. Okay, there we go. See, now we're going to just let it slowly cook away. Okay, there we go. Start to smell beautiful. Okay, while that's going, I'm going to start frying off my fish. Okay. Start heating the pan. Okay, we're going to start frying off the fish. Now the way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to do it quick in my pan. And then I'm going to finish frying it off in the oven. That's going to give me the freedom to finish off my mushrooms and my risotto. And I don't have to look at it. Now how long does it need to be in the oven? Well, it's going to more or less take me the time to finish my risotto. That's about the time it needs to be in the oven. I mean, this bacon and fish doesn't take too long to fry off, so there we go. Risotto's coming along nicely. You can see it starting to absorb the liquids and go all nice and fluffy. Okay, there we go. So I got my fish going, my risotto's slurred nicely. Time to add a little bit of extra broth to my risotto. Keep it nice and hot and moisture. Okay. Give a quick turn to the fish. Look at that nice crispy flavor. Okay, time to get this bad boy butt in the oven. Okay, time to go back to the risotto, start cutting the mushrooms. These are just a mix of some wild mushrooms, which will be nice to finish off my risotto. Now, I'm not going to cut them all up. I'm just going to cut some of them up and leave some of them as some decoration for the risotto. Getting my pan on the fire. Start to get the pan. These I'm just going to take some and cut some of them up, not all of them. Okay. Okay, the rest I'm going to leave. Also some of this. Cut up. Perfect. These I'm going to leave for decoration. Okay, my pan's starting to get hot. Okay, my pan's about ready to go. Time to throw in my mushrooms and give them some color. Okay, there we go. And those ones. Give them a shake. Look at the risotto. Oh, this is coming along nicely. Look at it. Look how nice and fluffy it's becoming. And we want this risotto like they call al dente. Remember the other day when I was making the mushroom sauce? Remember, mushrooms absorb a lot of liquid. They're like sponges, so keep an eye on them. You may want to add in a little extra knob of butter so they don't dry out. We're going to let this go nice and slowly. And once they're ready, we're going to put them aside. And at the last minute, we're going to put them under the risotto. So it doesn't matter if they cool off a little bit. Just put them in the risotto in the last minute and they'll heat up again with the heat of the risotto. Now let me just take a look at my fish. Now the fish is in the oven at about 180 to 200 degrees Celsius. Now for how long? Well, a hunch would be take me about as long as the risotto. Okay? So when the risotto is ready, the fish will be ready. And this is coming along nicely. Look, see? Nice color and texture on the bacon, the fish, you see? It's coming along nicely. Okay, there we go. Look at the mushrooms. Risotto. Now what I can do here is, if my demi-chef can pass me the cheese grater, then I can start grating some fresh Parmesan cheese. Okay, the risotto's almost ready. I take about another 5 to 6 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to start grating some fresh Parmesan cheese. It doesn't need to be fresh. I mean, it doesn't need to be Parmesan cheese. You can, any cheese you want. I just like to stay true to tradition and finish it off with some Parmesan. Oh, look at that. Man. Perfect. Okay. I'm also going to finish off my risotto with some fresh parsley. There you go. Give it a nice little bit of color. Gives it also some nice taste. Yeah, there we go. Okay, parsley and cheese ready, risotto almost ready, mushrooms ready to take off the fire. Add just a little extra liquid to the risotto. There we go, look how that's fluffing up and coming along, look at it. Beautiful. this will be almost ready. By the time this is almost dry, it's going to be ready. And then in the last minute, we're going to add the mushrooms, the cheese, and to finish it off, I'm going to finish it off with the parsley. Okay, now this risotto is starting to come in its final stage. I just gave it a quick taste, and this rice is really starting to get al dente. Okay, this is the moment where I start adding the mushrooms. Like that. Get it under. Like this. Oh man. Now for the moment I still haven't put any salt and pepper in, because like I said before, the Parmesan cheese is already very salty. The butter has a little bit of salt, see? And what I will do, however, is finish it off with some pepper. There we go, that's ready. Now it's time to add the Parmesan cheese. Wham, there we go. Get that under there. Oh, look at this. Turn down the heat, because now I don't want any heat anymore. The leftover heat from cooking is gonna make everything go nice. Finish everything off. Can you pass me the pepper, please, Demi-Chef? Thank you very much. Okay, finish this off with some fresh pepper. That will go nicely with the mushrooms. Okay, it's about time to put in fresh herbs. Okay, time to get the fish out of the oven. Okay, time to start presenting my risotto. Nice fresh mushroom risotto, finished off with some parsley, some crispy bacon with fish rolls. There you go. Well, YouTube, that was another quick risotto of Dad Cooks Better. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. I'm going to put the recipe up on the YouTube channel. If you got any questions, feel free to mail me. Enjoy the plate. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.